Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason, happy Friday. Woo, we made it through another week. And, man, every week seems like what a week it's been. And gold and silver just on an absolute tear. We got inflation data coming out. Texit goes live in a matter of, I think, a couple of hours, maybe 1 hour, maybe less than an hour on the latest exchange. And, man, so many great things happen. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And, typical Arizona Cardinals last night. Just good enough to lose. That's that's the problem with being an Arizona sports fan. It seems like the Diamondbacks had a shot and couldn't quite pull it off with the Dodgers. There you go. There's my sports. But we did get inflation data out today, and it's very interesting. The spin that you have to believe that somehow 3% plus inflation's good. So if that's what you want to believe, then get used to that, because a lot more of it is coming. The head of the Citadel. So when you talk about big hedge funds, right? Citadel, you got Jeff Gundlach's hedge fund. You got Ray Dalio's hedge, right? These guys are mega billionaires. And they're all saying the exact same thing, So Ken Griffin was doing this interview, and he was talking about donating millions and millions of dollars to charter schools. And they of course, if you've got them, you got to ask, right? You got to ask the head of Citadel, hey, what do you think about the economy? What do you think about rate cuts? What do you think about inflation? And really, he said, oh, well, any of you think that inflation's done and isn't going away, you got another thing coming. It's still coming. He actually repeated it. It's still coming. It's still coming. And why is he saying it? Because we keep printing money. We just can't help it. Are we going to get a government shutdown on Tuesday? I don't know. What do the Democrats want? They want $350 billion. That's all. Right? What's another $350 billion, guys? Come on. Yeah. Come on, man. Help us out. And then big problems for farmers, especially soybean farmers. Boy, it's kind of interesting. Here we are. We're going to bail out Argentina again. At the same time, Argentina drops, I guess they had some kind of soybean tax of some sort. They get rid of it. China places one of the largest, I know this, it was the largest soybean purchase ever for Argentina. Guess who they didn't purchase them from? Yeah, you got it, right?
Argentina, wait a minute, so Argentina purchased soybeans?
No, Argentina sold. Sold soybeans to China, and I mean
I thought Javier Milei was anti-China. He was never going to do business with them.
Apparently he's not that anti. But now Trump is saying that he's going to use the tariff money. Okay, so one of the bright spots. Let's give credit here. At least as far as revenue goes, right? The tariffs have been a bright spot. He's going to use that money to bail out the farmers, because the farmers are in trouble. They didn't do anything wrong, right? They didn't create all these tariffs against China, and all of a sudden the Chinese don't want to buy any U.S. soybeans. And of course, I think at one point we said, it's okay. Eventually they're going to have to. And then all of a sudden Argentina pulls this trick, and now they don't have to. So, Jason, I guess the long and the short of it is the farmers need money. The Democrats want money. Why do I get a feeling that we're going to strike a deal to bail out the farmers and give the Democrats the money that they want? So, like I said, hey, if we're going to spend $350, we might as well spend $500, right? Well, I mean, at that point, who cares?
Well, it sure seems like the asset classes are all getting bigger and bigger, Joe. They say that they're spending the money in one place, but it seems to go in other directions pretty quickly, right? It ends up going into one direction, which is up, right?
Listen, this is why you got to put a couple of shots of Jack in the coffee sometimes, because if you actually believe this amount of BS, again, then you deserve to get wiped out when the wipeout comes. I will say this. We have a massive sale coming up. The great thing about Patriot, we've been around forever, and you never, ever know what's going to walk through the door next. We are going to have a very big opportunity in the gold market. Plus, I've got something, you don't see very often. One of the other metals. Got a few things up my sleeve coming up next. Stay with me. We're back here. Patriot Radio News Hour, Joe and Jason on this Friday. Let's take a quick look at the markets. The Dow's up 120 on the inflation data it was in line with what they thought. We'll get to that in a minute. The S&P's up 4. The Nasdaq's down 62. The 10-year note, which has been, on this wild ride, because there was, maybe we were going to get a 50 basis point rate cut. Then we only got, we got the 25. And then we get all this conflicting data, right? GDP's better than expected. People aren't getting laid off. But yet home sales stink, car sales stink, repossessions are up, right? No one knows what to believe. Today, the inflation data, just like we've been saying, going higher right now. The 10-year note, 419, so just below 420 on the 10-year note. So we'll keep our eye on that. Mortgage rates not really budging, which is unfortunate, because that was one of the things I think we were hoping for. Gold's right now up $27.37, just below $37.80 on gold. And silver, again, no, you shouldn't be surprised, right? Up another almost 60 cents today, $45.70. $45.70 on silver. And again, the questions are, how much above 4,000 is gold going to be? How high above 50 is silver going to be? Listen, there's a chance, I'm not kidding, that we could see silver approach $100 this year.
Possible.
Yeah, with a short squeeze, silver heavily shorted by the big players, because it's an easier, why is silver been so manipulated? Because it's an easier market to manipulate. Gold's harder because gold's a much bigger market, so you need a lot more money. Silver, you didn't need that much, but now leasing rates, so the people that have the silver, the problem that the paper markets are running into is people want delivery. There's a shortage. This is year 4 of silver shortages. And listen, I'm not talking about it's a little short. we're talking about 5 and 10% short. And what I mean by that, there's a 5 to 10% greater need for physical silver than the mines are actually putting out. See what I'm saying? And so now they're going to the sources. Okay, who's got silver? Who's got a lot of silver? Hey, can we borrow some of that? And this happens a lot. Now, when there's plenty of silver available, usually, yeah, sure. And, we'll charge you next to nothing, and you pay me back next week, right? Now, hey, I need to borrow some silver. Well, what do we do? Well, I need, who knows? Hey, I need 5 metric tons. I need 10 metric tons. Oh, well, I don't want to give it to you. Well, how about if I pay you 5% to let me borrow it? Well, when are you going to be able to pay me back? Well, how about 90 days? Nah, I don't want to do that, right? Right? So the lease rates are through the roof. They're having a hard time actually getting the silver to make these deliveries. And Jason, this is why if this market snaps, you can see a big move. We're talking about, listen, silver's gone from like $30 to $46 this year. That's a huge move. But I'm talking, could silver over the course of, say, 10 days put on $20 or $30? You could actually see something like that potentially happen. Let's hope it doesn't. But there is the potential for that to happen.
I think we said once they hit 40, it would move very quickly. And I mean, what are we at? Are we at 45 and a half? Is that where we're at? Let me take a look here.
No, 45.75.
I got 45.84. So we are moving through the $40 range pretty quick, as we told you guys it was going to. So we're zooming towards 50. Now, here's the thing. This isn't 1980 and it's not 2011. So I don't think it's going to spike and then crash down. We are on the precipice of a huge spending, the big, beautiful bill, right? And then Joe talked about more spending from the Democrats and more and more. This is not – rates just went down, and they're going to have the rates go down more. This is not 1980. This is not 2011. So once we breach 50, and there is no spike, there is no roof. There's no ceiling to the silver price. I think, and this is just me personally, Joe, I think we zoom to 60 before it slows down, and then we'll see. I mean, maybe, I don't know, around Thanksgiving, Christmas, we're sitting at 60, and then usually somewhere in the holidays, things start to move again. So maybe that's where we zoom to 100 right before the end of the year. But I think 60's in the bag here pretty quick, Joe.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that. And like I said, I'm hoping that that's as bad as it gets. And again, though, the problem is I don't see it stopping at 60, right? And I'm talking, hey, next year, the year after. Everything, when we think about, okay, what is good in the economy? Well, here's what's good, right? AI, data centers, crypto, gold and silver, right? That's what's good, right? Those are the goods. Well, guess what? Outside of gold, the other 4 things all need silver and lots of it, right? Well, why do you need silver in crypto? What do you think's in those mining machines, right? Silver. Right? What do you think's driving the AI when they're stacking all this stuff together? Silver. Right? What do you think's in these data warehouse servers that collect all the data? Silver. Right? And what's in silver? Well, let me think. Oh, wait. Silver. And this is kind of the thing that is really going to set silver up. Now, remember, right now, silver's what? Let me get to it here. I had it. There it is. The gold to silver ratio is still at 82.5. It's crazy. Well, wait till it gets to 65 and silver, gold 5,000, 65 to 1 silver. Jason, that's $77, right? But what if silver goes to 50? Because let's face it, that is very possible. Then you're talking $100 silver. We will see $100 silver, and we will see it possibly as early as this year. But don't be surprised by next Christmas if $100 silver may be the new floor in silver. And by the way, $5,000 gold may be the new floor in gold.
Yeah, it's just a question of when. I mean, we're not turning back to a central bank free country very soon. So they're going to keep their plan in place, which is, we got some popular listens on that Don Fletcher thing last week. Well, Don Fletcher showed his chart. Every 10 years you double. Every 10 years you double. If you look at the national debt, every 10 years it doubles. So gold has to be 5,000. It's just a question of when. So we're trying to figure out as we're talking to you. I said $60 silver is in the bag, but I could be wrong as far as how it could be $75 silver. Thanksgiving, the holidays are going to be interesting this year, Joe.
It's going to be an interesting holiday. It absolutely is. So what has happened today? Well, we got inflation data out. They call it the Fed's favorite inflation indicator. The PCE came in, by the way, the core PCE 2.9%. See, I guess they didn't have to say 3. So now, it's only 2.9. By the way, month over month, up 0.3. So you guys can do some math there. If you get 0.3 every single month, well, guess what? That's more like 3.6%, but let's not worry. The core, like I said, at 2.9% on an annual basis. 2.741 was the headline number. So get the round down there instead of 2.8. Durable goods inflation was in line. Most of this whole report was in line. Kind of one of those interesting dynamics where all of a sudden this one time the data came in line. Unfortunately, income and spending hotter. 0.4 on the income, 0.6 on the spending. Now, why would spending be up 0.6? Right? Even though your income isn't up 0.6. Well, you got the idea, right? That is inflation running hotter. And I got a feeling that when we look at this 0.6, how closer is that to the actual inflation number, right? Why do I get the feeling people, it's like, hey, I'm not buying more stuff. The only thing that's really happening is the same stuff I'm buying costing more. That is something that really is starting to have a big effect on the overall economy. So we'll continue to watch. But this is what's got gold back on the move again. And really it's two-pronged, isn't it? We got a government shutdown coming. Both sides now have something they want to spend money on. Right?
What's new?
Right? The Democrats want to spend it on insurance, right? And really what they want to do is they want the taxpayer to subsidize Obamacare. That's what they want. Right? Now, it was agreed to a long time ago that these subsidies were supposed to expire. Kind of like the tax cuts that Trump did in his first term, they were supposed to expire. Well, the Trump administration said, now, we're not going to let those expire. Well, the Democrats want the same thing, but now I guess the farmers need money. This is what happened with Argentina yesterday. Really bad deal, especially for farmers with soybean problems. And now Trump wants to spend the tariff money for them. So we'll see what happens between now and Tuesday. I would not put it past a government shutdown, though. I'll be honest. I think the Trump administration, I don't think they're afraid of that. I think they think that plays to their base, Jason. I really do. I think they think that, hey, we're just going to fire these people and not give them back pay. Listen, even if they fire them, I think they're going to give them back pay. That's just me. But we'll see. Or both sides are going to agree, okay, you get some money, we get some money, and I think that's what the gold market's probably thinking right now. They're going to settle this, and how are they going to settle it? Well, the same way they always settle it. Let's just spend more money.
Inflation. You print more money. I mean, people that are listening, you got to understand that anytime the government's spending money, it's printed from the Fed and borrowed from the government, and the interest is part of the taxes you pay. In fact, really, the only thing that income tax ever pays is the interest. It actually never pays anything else. Everything else is just printed up and paid. And the interest, that's the theft from you.
It. Yes. By the way, that interest, it's a lot now. We're back here. The half-empty cup, Joe and Jason, and as promised, I got a big opportunity for everybody today. Up $31, $37.81. Here's what I've got. Okay, you ready? I've got 10 graded 20s. Some are Saints, some are Liberties. One of them is an MS-62. One of them is an MS-64. The other 8 are all MS-63s. So when you're talking about graded 20s, this is kind of like, this isn't the real low-grade stuff here. Every single one of them, ready? $3,800. $19 over spot, and I've got 10 of them. So if you want to buy all 10, which if you got an extra $38,000 laying around, jump on them. Then I've got 15 ungraded 20s. Some are Libs, some are Saints. They are going to be $37.50.
Wow.
So that's going to be $31 below spot. I've got 15 of those. And then, how about this? I took him in trade for Texit. I got 2 palladium bars. 1 ounce palladium bars.
Where is palladium now?
Right now, listen. Platinum's almost $1,600 now. Congratulations. Remember when we sold all that platinum? Congratulations, guys.
Yep.
Palladium down to $12.60. These are going to be $12.50. 2, and they're in their little packages. 2 palladium bars, $10 below spot.
1 ounce, right?
At $1,250.
1 ounce palladium.
1 ounce palladium bars, $12.50. I've got 10 graded 20s. All right, phone's already lighting up. So I've got 10 graded 20s. 162, 164, 863s. They're all $3,800. $19. Oh my gosh, silver. Silver's going to hit $46 right now. $45.91.
$45.98 is where I was just going to tell you.
98. See, I'm behind Jason. Jason's more up to date. I don't have any silver. I got to change silver prices. But there you go. A massive Friday sale. Come one, come all. 15 ungraded 20s. $31 below spot. 10 graded 20s. Basically, let's just average it. It averages out to 63s. $19 bucks, like $3,800. Heck, we may be over that before today is out. And then the 2 palladium bars that are going to be $10 below spot. But yeah, I mean, these graded 20s, you're talking, and again, gold just shot up here again. They're probably talking $4,200 tomorrow or Monday. $4,200 for a 63, probably. And I'm telling you, $3,800, like $400 off. Yeah, that's a great opportunity. 800-951-0592. Take the time. Keep adding it. Remember, what are we doing? What are we doing? One, we buy our gold, we buy our silver, our platinum, and our palladium, preserve our wealth. That's for the money you've already made, right? Then you go into Texit. Why? Because I need income, more income, monthly income. With Texit, it's daily income. I need that. You're going to need it. Do you think for 1 second Ken Griffin or Jeff Gundlach or Ray Dalio, 3 of the most famous hedge fund guys in the world, you think they're lying? No. What are they saying? Oh, guys, inflation, get used to it. I'm telling you right now, we are in an era where anything below 4%, and they're going to pretend it's not inflation. They're just going to pretend, like today. Oh, well, we said 2.9. Whoa, whoa. How great is that? Forget about the monthly, month-over-month number. Let's not focus on that. Guys, and it doesn't matter. Listen, Donald Trump's on board with this. He had to make a choice. He did, and he made his. And guess what? He's making the Federal Reserve make their choice too, isn't he? Put it away. Because what comes after? Simple. The bubble burst. Again, we know. We've seen this movie. You know, this is like the Rocky movies now. Right? First you had Rocky 1, right? And that was like the 1980s. And then it was Rocky 2 and Rocky 3.
Rocky 1 was right? 1977.
Right? Well, that's what I'm saying. It was the 70s, right? That was Rocky 1, right? Yep. Rocky 1, and look at what was going on in the 70s. And then, of course, we had the big crash. And then, of course, Ronald Reagan comes in.
Rocky 3.
Guys, let's just spend a bunch of money. Let's just spend a bunch of money. Right? Then the 87 crash, Rocky 2, right? Oh, let's spend a bunch of money, right? Then the .com crash, Rocky 3, right? And then, of course, the financial crisis, Rocky 4, right? By the time you got to Rocky 5, you're like, God, these movies really are getting, come on, dude, right? They get worse and worse, right? What was the best Rocky? Rocky 1. What was the next one? Rocky 2, right? Every Rocky after that gets worse. That's what's going to happen, Jason. They're going to get worse.
Well, I think the youngsters like Rocky 3 the best. They can't sit still for a good story like Rocky 1. You know, and point well taken. Joe's a little inaccurate. I'm a big Rocky fan from way back. So Rocky 1, 77. Rocky 2 is 80. Rocky 3 is 83. Rocky 4 is 86, 87. And that was against the Russians.
I was just comparing.
Yes.
The
oh, yeah. No, you did it right. You were
bust,
you were exactly
like
right.
a movie sequel.
Oh,
right?
Got it. Okay. All right. Okay.
Right? See what I'm saying?
I'm all hung up on the year of the movie.
No.
Not the age of the disaster. Okay. I got it. Age of the yeah. You're comparing each one to the age of the disaster, not the timeliness of it. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I got a little lost. I'm thinking, wait a minute.
The quality of the movie. Well, the quality of the movie.
Correct.
Right? It got a little worse and a little worse and a little worse. It's like Star Wars, right? The original Star Wars, that was the best one.
I don't know. I like all those movies.
Well, how about the new ones, though? They still do them, right? And
Creed. The first couple Creed movies were not too bad, but I didn't even watch the last Creed movie. They took a big dump on Sylvester Stallone, I think, and so I just stopped watching it. I guess Drago has his own thing now.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
800-951-0592. Right on cue. So during the break, the wholesaler sent her new updated price sheet because gold jumped, another $15 from this morning. Now sitting, like we said, 33.80. The graded 20s, ready for this? A graded 63 lib will be $4,220. Graded 63 Saint, $4,190. I'm going to give them to you for $3,800. I got 10. Well, now one's a 62, one's a 64, but you get the idea, right? Ungraded 20s. I got 15 of those. Below spot at $37.50. You're going to be looking at $38.95 to $39.25 come Monday. Save, save, save. Right? For those of you that need extra income, right, take some of that gold and silver and get yourself some seats on the Texas ship. As today, listen, we're launching on our 4th exchange today. We've got right now in Singapore. It may have already happened because I get confused on when are they ahead of us, behind us. I don't know. But we were given one of the keynote addresses at the Token 2049, the largest crypto event in the entire world. Yeah, guys, listen, there's a lot of momentum, and I can't speak to this, but there's a lot more things coming on top of this. So that is the word that I got this morning. A lot more things coming. And I'll say this. Everything that Bobby has said, at least so far, has happened. I have no reason not to believe him. He talked, listen, he's talked about the price. He's talked about, somebody was in here. He talked about the mine being built. So I can't wait for those things to be up and running. He talked about exchanges, right? How we're going to be on this exchange and that exchange, and how liquidity is going to pick way up, and all of it's happened. Everything has happened. Now he's talking about stage 2, layer 2, and how that's going to happen. And then today, I get word, oh, hey, there's not 1 or 2 more things coming. There's 5 more things coming. There is definitely the plan that is in place, and you know what? Here's how I'm starting to understand it. He doesn't want to put everything out there because he say, listen, you need to complete this part, right? You got to complete step A before you can go to step B, right? You got to complete B before you go to C, right? What's the first thing? Build this mine. Well, now, listen, Bobby's already knows the mine's going to be built. It's going to be sold out. We got to stay focused on that, but I'm already working on the next phase. But here's the great thing, Jason. He always seems like, I'll tell you about the next phase, but I'm actually not even working on the next phase. That's already done. I'm 2 or 3 more phases ahead of that.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see what happens as the months unpeel here, Joe. And the first 5 months have been great. We're ending September, May, June, July, August, September. We're just next week coming to the end of 5 months of Joe and I putting this out there for you to buy it. And Joe, I'm starting to. Here's the thing. I told Joe on the phone this morning. Is like I think there's going to be another swell of customers, and the reason I said that, Joe, is because the guys that are calling the last couple of days, I've kept me a little extra busy because they need more information. It's the anti everything crowd, the ones that dig a hole in the side of a mountain and crawl in there and try to keep the world out. They're starting to hear the message that, you know what?
You can't keep it, guys. Yeah. You can't keep it out. Yep. It is coming.
Yep.
It is. And we have to accept it. We don't have to like it. Listen, I don't set the rules. Jason doesn't set the rules. They're telling us how the game's going to be played. And, you know, at some point, you've got to decide, okay, I may not like the game, and I think it's a bad idea, and I wish the game was different, but it's not. We have to accept it and then figure out how can I thrive on this, because I'm going to tell you guys, the need to help others is going to be great. There is going to be a big need for you to help others. I'm just telling you. And you know how bad it sucks when you can't help loved ones. How bad would it suck? I can't help my parents. I want to help them, but I can't. I can't help my kids. I want to, but I can't. I can't help my grandkids. Right? This is an opportunity to be able to help yourself and the ones you care about, because we're going to need it. Listen, these guys aren't telling you lies. They're telling you what's coming. Everything's going to cost a whole lot more. And oh, by the way, the ability to work is going to be a whole lot less. Patriot Radio News Hour, final segment coming up. What do you think AI's for, guys? What do you think it's for? Get rid of people. 800-951-0592, gold 37.81, up 31. Silver, geez, I got 45.98 now, which probably means it's over 46. December silver 46.30.
46.08 is what I got. 46.08.
Yeah, 46.08. Okay.
37.80 on gold.
Wow. Yeah, December gold over 3,800. We've got 7 graded 20s left. That's all that's left there. $3,800. 15 ungraded 20s. $3,750, so $30 below spot. And then the 2 palladium bars at $1,250. By the way, palladium today, $1,260. Well, make it $1,261. Got to hit the refresh button. And 800-951-0592. That is the toll-free number. That's how you preserve your wealth. And that is also how you generate income with Texas. It's the same number. We are now an hour and 6 minutes away from being on our next exchange by economy. It is a U.S.-friendly exchange. So there's not that many of them, but that is happening right now. Getting ready to go live. I know the price has pulled back a little bit here this morning. Don't be alarmed. All the people that have been trading on DEX and Bitmart, they're moving into Biconomy today. So it's going to be a wild day today in the Texas market. But overall, again, the big thing is this thing is on a path that is going for those that decide, hey, you know what, I get it, I got to learn it, I got to figure it out, can really be life-changing. And even the smallest amounts, you know, people think, well, for $995, how much can I really change my life? Let me ask you this. If I said to you, hey, if you donate this $995, because I don't even want to say invest, I don't even want to say that word, just donate it, right? And you have, in my opinion, an 80-90% chance that inside of 18 months, you're going to be making $80 a day, $29,000 a year. Would you take that? Would you do it? Because I think that's what we're talking about. And obviously, if you do more seats, the 9 seats or the 27 seats, whatever it may be, obviously those numbers go up significantly. And it's no different, right? Like Jason said it the best yesterday. A lot of people aren't used to risking stuff, right? The business guys are, right? Like Jason was like, hey, when I bought into the gold company with Joe, I sold my house. You know what? Here's what's funny. How do you think I bought the company from Eric? I sold my house. That's what I did. My wife and I, we put it all on the line, right? We put it all on the line. So maybe we're a little more used to the risk. But like I said, every week that goes by, the risk gets a little less and a little less and a little less. And by the time everyone figures out it's not a risk at all, it's too late, right? Because the mine will be closed, and all you can do is buy and sell the coin. We've got a quick half-empty cup. We're going to talk some more Texas.